All right. Well, if you're new to the show, you can get this in iTunes, iHeartRadio, Stitcher, Google Play. iTunes has this super in-depth, maybe hopefully legal way to tell how people are listening to the show. Like,
scary.
We have like a 93% listenership rate. Like, I don't know how it works in video, but you can see as people listen to the show where they drop in and drop out. And pretty much it's like 95% until we get to the show clips at the end, and then about half the people drop out. And the other half just listen to the show. But it's
scary how much info is out there. It really is.
It's alarming.
I was sent a video today that basically was like my life story on YouTube. And I thought, where did they get this info? Where did they bootleg this photo from? This is crazy. And
is it on YouTube?
Yeah, it's on YouTube. It almost speculates my net worth. It says all these things about me, and then something about we don't know his net worth, but I'm like,
what is it? I'll Google it right now. I won't play it, but what is it?
Well, I don't want, dude. I got to be honest. I don't want to give.
Here's where I
don't
want
to give this. I don't want to give this channel an outlet to have more views. I got to be honest. It's. I don't know how I feel about that speculation about my life and my family and my kids and money and you know what I mean? Like I don't know. It's weird.
You're to that point. So well, here's what I thought you were going to do. Because last week you were on Roadkill and you're in the Midwest. And somehow when I was doing something yesterday on YouTube, I stumbled on this whole story of your trip last week.
So dude, yeah.
The whole thing. All of it.
That's how I found this. Somebody sent me a link to a video that somebody has already put out on YouTube about the Roadkill shoot we just finished on Sunday. It's already on YouTube. And then it went from that one to this thing, facts about Mike Finnegan, and just blew my mind. And so not only did it blow my mind, somebody's already got a video out there about the Roadkill shoot we just finished. But the rest of it is, wow. So here's my issue with the rest of it. The video about the Roadkill shoot, it was a guy with a video camera who was there, and he filmed us racing at the Merrill Ice Drags, but he also bootlegged photos that we had posted on social media about what was happening during the shoot, Mm-hmm. And he put it all together and he made a video, and it's like, dude, that's cool, man. Nice. This other thing I'm talking about is somebody who did nothing but bootleg photos and video footage off of my social media accounts, put it to music, and puts it up on the internet as like this like report about me, which is just strange to me.
Was it like Entertainment Tonight or?
Well, no, it wasn't like
something like that, or is it a whole made thing?
No. Remember, I'm D-list, E-list celebrity, I guess, for lack of a better term.
You're on TV.
So I'd never heard of the channel before, and Lord knows it didn't have a lot of views. But I don't know who it is, but it's somebody that's their gig. They just bootleg a bunch of stuff off the internet, put it to music, and do a news report with doing zero journalism. Like, nobody contacted me, and from what I can tell, nobody contacted anyone that knows me to find out any facts. It's just stuff culled from. Pretty sure they listen to this podcast.
And that, friends, is why you don't trust anything you read.
Yeah.
And
so
when I made that video, I was pretty sure.
Right. So long story short,
I knew where you
Kibbe did no real journalism, which is why you cannot trust all of what you see in this video.
Well, in this video that we're doing right now, this is legit. But I had I'll hold that question because I have another thing to ask you.
All
Mike.
Right. Yeah.
Be ready for this. Do you know who our returning sponsor is this week? It could be one of many different sponsors, but do you know which one it is?
I know exactly who it is because it's tasty. HelloFresh is back. Yeah, buddy. You know what it is? HelloFresh is a meal kit delivery service that shops, plans, and delivers your favorite step-by-step recipes and pre-measured ingredients so you can cook, eat, and enjoy. Takes all of the thinking out of this deal for you. It's awesome. It's convenient. You get the excitement with cooking without actually having to, take any chances, which is awesome. Why are you laughing at me? You love this. You've done this.
I'm a major customer of it.
Customer.
I've eaten lots of it, and you just stand back. Wait till we get my part of the ad.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna blow you away with this. So, the big deal about HelloFresh is the ease and the convenience and the healthiness. So, I have a family of 5, and by we, most of my family lives in my house 24/7. Like, we have a homeschooling family. So my wife is my kid's teacher, and we're in a lot of other stuff too. And she also teaches at a co-op. But the big thing is she's with our kids and in our house all the time. And her least favorite thing is choosing what the frick to make for dinner. So that's where HelloFresh comes in. So we selected several different items that we put together this week. But the big thing is that you don't have to plan what you're going to make. You're going to get all the ingredients. There are step-by-step picture instructions. And it's like $10 a meal when you break it all down. That's pretty hard to beat. They even have recipes for people that want to use one pot at a time because they hate the cleanup part of everything. It's as slick as it's going to get. I have a buddy in Vegas who eats HelloFresh a lot. They love the packaging so much that they won't throw it away. They use it for other things. And it's like when they ship you your ingredients, like if something needs to be frozen, like meat or steak or chicken or whatever, it comes in this insulated pack with ice, and it's super slick. So here's the recipe that we just did this week, and my kids made it. I'm going to pull this up here, and I'm going to read to you the actual recipe. So this was the... doggone it. Where is it? It is the balsamic fig chicken recipe. Sounds like it should be too hard for kids to make, right?
Yeah, it's got a word I probably can't even spell there. Balsamic. Yeah.
Comes with all the ingredients. Here's step 4 with pictures, and my kids did this. Lower heat under pan to medium, Mike. Add shallot, chopped rosemary, and a drizzle of olive oil. Cook, tossing until softened, 2 to 3 minutes. Stir in Kolvatia balsamic vinegar, I don't even know what that is, and half the fig jam. Use the rest as you like. Simmer until syrupy, about 1 minute. Stir in half cup water and stock concentrate. Let reds reduce until saucy, about 5 minutes. Remove from heat. Stir in 1 tablespoon butter. Season with salt and pepper.
Thank God for the pictures.
Yeah, my kids made this whole thing, all of it, and frankly, they're not chefs. So if they can,
but
do
essentially,
it,
you're saying your kids are geniuses and they're being homeschooled by a genius and also a saint, because after homeschooling them every day of their lives, she's still taking them on her birthday vacation. Whoa.
All true. Every bit of that is true. So what you can do to get our deal, and there's a wink or nod in here. It's a $30 off your first week at HelloFresh deal. Go to HelloFresh.com and we have a promo code KAFS30. The 30 is obviously for $30. So go to HelloFresh.com. Your promo code for us is KAFS30, and we have some cool pictures that'll roll in the video in here too. When they put the box on the front door, we had just had yet another snowstorm, so the boxes are all buried in snow. There you go.
Did I tell you about my run-in with the cops while allegedly doing a burnout?
Which time?
Most recently.
Oh,
a week ago?
No, far away.
No? Oh, yeah. So I'm uploading a new video to my YouTube channel, Finnegan's Garage. It's actually the first one I've uploaded in months.
Some people have been waiting for that.
I've kind of taken a break from it. Yeah.
They've let us know.
Yeah. And so tonight at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I'm putting a video up. And the video is an update on Blasphemi, which, as you know, I've done a lot of work to recently. Well, the end of the video, I wanted to be, a triumphant victory burnout. So I head on out to my super secret test spot, proceed to do a burnout for allegedly, 100, 150 yards. Good size one. Shut the car off, go pick up my trusted camera, get back in the car. Car won't start because the battery's dead.
Why is the battery dead?
Because the car hadn't moved in weeks and hadn't been on a charger, and it's got a really small, lightweight Braille racing battery that kind of needs to be on a trickle charger, as I've learned. So battery dies, and the smoke is still hovering over the area, and I'm sitting there going, "Oh hell, man!"
Is this that one road kind of around the corner?
You've been on it. Yeah,
okay,
you've been on it.
Yeah.
I'm sitting there hoping, God, I hope nobody called the cops, right? So I sit there, I call my neighbor. I'm like, "Hey, buddy, can you go in my garage, get the jump box, come down here and, give me a jump?" Yeah. I'm sitting there, look in my rearview mirror. About 5 minutes later, I see a bumper and a bash guard and lights. And I'm like, oh no, I'm done. I've rolled 50 feet away from these alleged burnout marks. They're directly behind me. There's still smoke in my car. I'm done. I get out of the car, kind of wave, hey, what's up, dude? And the cop gets out of his car. He says, we got a call. And I'm like, oh, no, I'm done. I'm so done. Somebody called the cops on me.
Oh, no.
And he's like, can you get your car out of the road? Oh, yeah. I just got dead battery. Yeah, no problem, man. So I run over to the car and start pushing it. And the cop runs over to the car and starts pushing it. And as he's pushing the back of my car, I realized the registration had expired. I ordered a personalized plate. All of the new stuff sitting at the house. There's no paperwork in the car, and the plate, the tag, everything's expired. And he's pushing it right next to the expired license plate that's on the car.
Uh-huh.
I'm dead. I'm so dead. So we push it over. I turn around. He's gone. Jumps in his car. He takes off down the road. Well, that's weird. Sitting in the car. Next thing you know, here comes another car. Here comes another car. Apparently, there was like a domestic violence thing.
Oh.
Yeah. Other cop cars showed up. And as they showed up, I see this large group of people running towards me. And I'm sitting there going, oh, God, these are the people that called the cops. They're coming to narc me out. No, there was like a domestic violence thing happening in the area of where I was. And the cops were all responding to that.
My heart.
Right.
So, you were never in trouble in the first place.
Okay, I'm good. Okay, but now my neighbor shows up, right? Except I'm around the corner from where the cops went, and my neighbor drives to the cops, not to me. And he's coming in hot, like 30, 40 miles an hour directly at a police car, not me. That car's black, my car's black. It's kind of getting dark. And I'm like, dude, what are you doing? Slow down. They're going to shoot you. And so he stops, figures out that's a cop, not me, backs up, turns the runner, comes down to me. And I'm sitting there now. I'm debating, do I even fire the car up? Because I have to turn left directly in front of all these cops and these people that have come out of their house in this overly loud, expired car. And I did. I'm like, all right, here we go. Fired it up. I went as casual, as quiet as I could, and somehow got back home without getting arrested, without getting the car impounded, without getting a ticket, nothing. And I immediately went and bought a lottery ticket and lost.
Oh. Yeah. Well, in every movie I've seen, there is a way to start a very loud car quietly if you're in trouble. So I'm assuming you did that.
I don't know. How do you do that? Do that again? How's that work?
Well, I don't know. Well, you did it. So it must have worked.
I started it and looked over, and they looked at me, and I drove home. I just kind of idled down the road.
Did you look it up on the internet? What was it?
No, God, no, I didn't want to push my luck. I was like, I don't know what happened down there, but I don't, whatever.
I'm not going to find out.
No, I'm going to go home and pretend this never happened. I went home, put the car in the garage, and left it there for several days.
Good thinking.
Yeah.
Totally good thinking.
And the worst part about that whole deal is we're sitting in the car while the battery's dead, and I post the video to social media. It's on Instagram as the cop rolls up, and I'm just thinking, oh my God, the evidence is there on the internet. What are the odds that this small town cop doesn't know who I am, hasn't seen the car before? Like, I'm done. I'm toasted.
Yes. So many things were not going right there.
No.
When you were coming through this way last week, you texted me and asked me where I was going to be. Were you sending me to go look at a car?
No, you almost got road killed. We were driving along.
Oh. Well, that would have been fun too.
We could.
But I thought
we were driving along and went, hey, maybe we could go to my buddy Rob's house. He's got a General Lee. And I made the mistake of texting you, and I know I should never do this because get this great idea, and then for 9 other off-the-wall reasons, it can't happen. And meanwhile, I've already texted you. But thankfully, I texted you just to see if you're home. I didn't tell you why. Because what's happened a lot on Roadkill is I get people excited. Like, they know we're in the area. I text them, hey, can we come by? They say yes. And then before we could actually come by, or within 5 minutes, my producer, my director, Freiberger, whoever, comes up with a whole lot of logical reasons why we can't go by there. But meanwhile, whoever I've texted has decided to throw in a party and half their town has shown up, and then we look like assholes.
The ball has been rolling. Well, when you send me that text, it usually means, can you go look at a car or trailer or truck or something?
Yeah, but I'm in sell mode. I'm not in buy mode right now.
That's what I was assuming. So I was kind of curious what I was going to go look at.
No, I'm cleaning house. I'm not buying anything.
What are you down to?
The 97 Dodge Ram 2500 airport military thing. That thing's gone. I'm stoked.
Yeah.
I sold that one.
Okay.
That's the only thing I've sold. I've attempted to sell the 1987 Dodge D100 short bed that I bought.
We talked about that last time.
Yeah. I've attempted to sell that because I've realized I need to just focus on what I already have. So put that up for sale on the Street Machinery Sales and Equipment on Facebook.
Yeah.
Which is an awesome group of people buying and selling cars. Really cool stuff. Put it up there, and nothing yet. A lot of people want to trade me things I really can't use, but no one's bought it yet. So,
what would you sell next? J-Lo?
J-Lo. J-Lo's going to be gone. I've got the ramp truck ripped apart in my garage. That is going to be my tow vehicle.
Mm-hmm.
I realized I need to just own who I am. I like old trucks. I don't mind breaking down. J-Lo is just too new and too reliable. So she's got to go. I need to drive something that could quit on me at any given moment. So
yes, you need adventure.
I need that thrill. I do.
Yeah, you need to know this might not work and probably won't.
Right.
I
need to plan accordingly.
Well,
I'll be there Thursday. All right, I better leave the Sunday beforehand.
Let me hit you up with a few little tidbits of fun here. So first, Mike Stone met you at Zip Tie Drags. He was the guy wearing a green Kibbe and Finnegan Christmas hoodie that you signed. He sent me your picture, which I thought was kind of cool. He has since lost the hoodie. I
never had a hoodie, so I'm still jealous.
Yeah. If you go to kfshowshirts.com now, you will find the new hoodies. I'm sure I can order you one. You shouldn't go there right now because I'm actually uploading it after we're done. So, okay. But I have it. But I have it. That was a future tense there. Here's the next thing. Oh, sidetracked by this. Did you see the preview for the new Han Solo movie?
I did.
What are your concerns?
That's the one character you shouldn't have tried to replace, or
definitely a tough one. But
much the same
place.
Much the same way you should not remake classics like Big Trouble in Little China. There is no redoing Jack Burton. All right, even if you're The Rock, there is no redoing Han Solo. Even if you're trying to pretend he's younger. Like I watched the preview, I'm like, this doesn't sound anything like Han Solo. Like, it's not the same. He does not have the same joie de vivre, whatever the hell that is. Ain't got the same steez, ain't got the same swag, nothing. So, I'll see it. I just don't know. I don't have a lot of hope.
I am torn on stuff like this because I want more Han Solo in my life. But I don't want it ruined. And I'm shaking my head. I hope this doesn't go wrong. I really hope it doesn't go wrong. I'm kind of curious to see the Millennium Falcon as a younger ship. But where I'm confused is, like, Han Solo, when we first met him in the 70s, was basically just about 30 years old. I mean, how much backstory do you need? That's where I'm a little bit concerned here. Lando Calrissian, they'll all be in there, but
Where I'm hopeful is that in the preview we saw, there's a lot of neat characters. And it seems like it's going to be a fun movie. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm just, oh, man. Like, I know Harrison Ford in interviews has basically said, he wanted the character killed. It really didn't seem excited about being Han Solo. And so I get it. But I'm with you. I would have much rather just had more, current Han Solo.
It's gonna be tough to replace.
Who's done a good job of picking up the torch? And he's not even Han Solo, but I just get that vibe, and I have a lot of fun watching him. Chris Pine playing Captain Kirk. That's fun to watch.
They casted that movie so perfectly.
Yeah, they did.
And Chris
Spock is rad.
Chris Pine is the Kirk you want Kirk to be. Like, smart, too cocky, but he can always pull it off. That's the Kirk that you want. And I have really liked that. I hope that there are a lot more of those movies. The third one was pretty good. The first one was way good. The second one was kind of a dud.
I liked them all. And I'm not a Trek guy. Like old school Star Trek, it's all right. I just, the new Star Trek movies are great. I really enjoy them.
Do you have a Lego Enterprise on your desk?
No, I don't.
Okay, just checking.
I am not the super fan you are. I get it though. Not making fun at all.
Also have I've shown you this before, but a Captain Kirk Christmas ornament.
Now I'm making fun because it's not even Christmas, dude. You have Kirk sitting on a toilet on your desk.
That's a pretty good comparison. I can't think of anything. This does look like a Japanese toilet, doesn't it? With all the fancy buttons and stuff on it.
Kirk is sitting on he's got his hand on his chin. He's deep in thought, just squeezing one out.
If he had a magazine or a phone or something to flip through, it'd probably be about there.
Boop.
Let me give you some interesting news. So I'm on the Generally update, and I'm going to use my Cobra 78X 40 channel vintage CB radio that I just got to give you the.
For those of you that are listening to the audio version of this, he is holding the CB mic right now.
See, Cobra. I'm actually holding the button. One of two different kinds, I'm told, of vintage CB radios used in there. The other's a Sharp 40, something like that. Corn Dog's got it in his notes today. Anyway, we have proof. Come in positive. Proof positive that one of the hero cars from the Dukes of Hazzard was also a Charger that started life just like the one we now get to enjoy. A 383 two-barrel G-code car with drum brakes.
Nerd out on that bit of information.
I'm loving it. I'm truly loving it. So
you must really like this episode that we're reviewing today because there are more than one moment where you get a good look at the interior of the hero car.
You do. And this is what we're really struggling with. So let me ask you, what color is the interior? Is it saddle tan, which was a factory color, or is it a darker brown, or is it a mix of both?
Yeah, it looked... It's not a light tan. It looks like a dark tan. It depends on the episode you're looking at because I've seen light tan roll bars and light tan seats in other episodes. So for me, the outside of the car is the important part. Do whatever you want on the outside. Make yourself happy.
I'm going for the gold. Did you see those videos of the under hood generally here that I sent you? Hero car generally. So that's the same car that I'm talking about here. And we'll put some pictures in the video itself, but it had like this sheet metal cover over the firewall to kind of clean up the firewall, I think. So like the wiper motors back there and all the other stuff. But it had Moroso valve covers and like the dog dish looking air cleaner wind intake on it.
It's interesting that they went to that much trouble to ostensibly clean up the firewall on a vehicle that you rarely see the engine compartment. When you do, it's really quick cutaway. Yeah. And, that's a lot of work to do over and over again on cars that you really, you got to freeze frame the video to even notice that stuff. So,
yeah, you really do. So I'm wanting more and more to duplicate some of that stuff.
I dig it. It looks cool.
I do too. Well, since this
I'm gonna invest in some sheet metal tools here pretty soon, so we could probably recreate that stuff pretty cool if you ever come by the house.
Oh yeah, let's do that. Yeah. Let's absolutely do that. It is time, I think, to do some kind of trivia, but I keep misplacing my thinking music here. There we go. I need to get new thinking music. As you know, Mike, tomorrow that we're recording this is Valentine's Day.
Indeed.
The most loving day of the year.
Is it?
Yeah. Well, it's supposed to be.
That was pizza day last week, but okay, go ahead.
We're going to do a quickie game of Valentine's Day do's and don'ts, according to Spruce.com, and I'm going to test your knowledge in the moves of woo and romance.
Got this.
And what I'm going to give you is a statement, and you tell me whether this is a do or a don't.
All right.
All right. Here's number one. Forget about making a big deal about Valentine's Day. She has told you it's not a big deal. Is that a do or a don't?
Women lie. That's a don't.
You are correct. She is lying.
And women also expect you to read their minds, just FYI.
if maybe she meant it when she said it, but she didn't now. So
they want you to want to do dishes, and you're supposed to know that without them saying that. Just FYI.
A lot of lessons in there.
Yeah.
Next question. Give her lingerie for Valentine's Day. Is that a do or a don't?
Yes, do that. Don't wear it on your head, though, when you present it.
Surprisingly, they say it's a don't, but I'm with you. I don't get it either. They say it's too risky a move because you might get the wrong thing.
Not in my house. Man.
Good for you.
Dude, Victoria's Secret, $5 panties last week. Get on that. You know how expensive those things are normally?
No. What are they? What do they cost normally?
They're normally like $16 a piece.
Oh, well, $5 is quite a deal.
Yeah.
Next one.
I mean, there's really not much to them. Anyway, go ahead. Sorry.
It is surprising what it costs to get so little. And the
They
better,
should be $5.
and the smaller they are, which is, good,
Good.
The more they cost.
Yeah.
Don't know why. Here's the next one. Give her a kitchen appliance as a gift. Do or don't?
Do that if you want to receive that same kitchen appliance upside your skull. So don't.
According to the website here, spruce.com, you are correct. Now, Bean, yes, I would say I have given my wife an appliance for Valentine's Day, and she loved it. It was a Keurig coffee maker. We use it every day.
In the 80s, my dad once made the foolhardy mistake of giving my mother, his wife, a video camera recorder for Christmas.
Oh.
She did not ask for that. In the 80s, these were very large items.
Yeah.
So mom basically knew,
Like
that
a
tree
boombox.
stump she was holding on her shoulder. Dad really bought that for him and wrapped it up for her. So, don't give them appliances. Kibbe is the exception. He can clearly get away with that because he's very smooth.
She asked for it. You never know. You never know. Do or don't. Cook for her on Valentine's Day. And you can use HelloFresh with the promo code KAFS30 if you want to get something really good. But that's a real
Told
question.
you he was smooth.
Yeah. Should you cook for her on Valentine's Day?
Damn right you cook for her.
Yes.
Cooking for mine. I'm making Italian for my Italian wife on Valentine's Day.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but the more courses,
right
the better.
on. The more course. What is your third course?
Well, you start with the salad,
Yeah.
and then you go to the main course, and then dessert. I'm a 3-course guy. Dessert.
3 course?
is the end.
Okay.
But I don't usually make it through dessert. Move on to other activities for Valentine's Day. That's what I'm saying.
There we
You're
go.
picking up what I'm putting down there.
I'm waiting for you to just hammer the point.
You can always wear the dessert. That's what I'm saying.
It's delicious. Do or don't do. Watch Charlie Brown Valentine's Day with her.
I'm sorry. I was too busy chuckling at you. Wow, what was the question? Keep it together.
Charlie Brown Valentine's Day. Watch
about
that. Is that a good idea?
That
matter.
that depends. That really depends on what level your relationship is at.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't always work out for everyone. So I'm gonna say no, because
It is a depressing cartoon.
well,
Charlie
and for the
Brown
last 3
ends with
years,
nothing.
there's been sadomasochistic Valentine Day movie coming out. In the form of E.L. James. That was the name of that crappy book series that my wife reads and every other wife reads, and
Oh, is
That's
this
what-
the 50 Shades of
50 Shades of
Drapes?
God.
or-
This sucks. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what it is.
Not
So,
drapes. What is it? Gray.
it's
50 Shades of Gray.
God, this sucks.
God, this.
And there's another one out this year. So that's my combo.
Just keep making money. I did learn that the girl in that is Don Johnson's daughter.
Dakota Johnson is Don
Yeah.
Johnson's daughter.
Yeah.
I can kind of see it now in the face. Yeah.
Crockett and Tubbs led to this. All right, final question here. Do or do not do? Do or do not go out drinking with your friends, but be sure to invite her along, and be sure to tell her to get a sitter in advance, and also she may need to drive home. Do or do not do?
Again, that depends on your relationship. If your significant other is so desperate to leave the house that she would agree to such things, then do that. It shows initiative that you thought of her enough to actually invite her along with your friends. That's pretty cool. If your wife is not that desperate to leave the house and see your friends, then good God, man, do not suggest this.
Somehow, surprisingly, with a one only answer question, by giving two answers, you got them both right.
I'm here to help everyone.
Yep.
I really am. I want to save you from yourselves, people. Come on.
Our first date
Dr.
was
Love can help.
Not ours, you and me and Laura. First Valentine's Day was our first date. 20 years, 1998.
Oh, congratulations.
She saw my Nova that I was driving. I picked her up in, and she said, "You must be honest, because that car sucks."
Yeah. She's like, "You must like a challenge. You look kind of adventurous, because we don't know if we're going to get anywhere in this piece of crap."
Yeah, it had its issues, but I loved it. Always did. Well, let's go ahead and get to our Dukes review here, and I'm going to lean on you a little bit, because I only got 8 minutes into the show when I had to stop. This is Season 3, Episode 17, Byline, Daisy Duke. Written by Martin Roth, directed by Hollingsworth Morse.
He's just reading the back of the cover now.
Yeah. Original air date, February 20th, 1981. What do you think Hollingsworth Morse buddies called him in high school?
Holly.
Hollingsworth Morse looked like a horse. Probably something like that. Anyway, have you seen this episode?
Oh, yeah. All the way through, buddy.
How about that? I'll finish it when we're done here. I got the gist of it. I remember it well. But you always
could guess what was going to happen?
Yeah. I think they probably worked out in the end, and there was probably a car chase. But
imagine that.
You tell me if I'm wrong. Mike, what is your super summary review of our favorite TV show of all time?
I got to admit, I'm a little disappointed. Not in you, but in the fact that I can't discuss some of this with you because you don't have the context or whatever. But
I'm gonna have it. Test my memory here. See how we do.
Oh, all right.
I think I remember this episode really well.
Oh, sweet. All right. So it's called Byline Daisy Duke, right?
Mm-hmm.
Catchy title, always. And this episode begins with a lazy drive in the General Lee. Duke boys are out looking, they're looking forward to a nice, relaxing day of catfishing. Not actual kitties, but the fish with the whiskers. Anyway, they get run off the road, and they themselves end up in a pond, leaving the General Lee out of commission, which is weird, right? And meanwhile, there's an irregular amount of tractor stealing going on in Hazzard. And Miss Daisy Duke is on the case. Because to earn extra money, she's been moonlighting as a reporter for the Hazzard Gazette. Right? This is important. Yeah.
Makes sense. That sounds like something she's been doing for a long time.
No, she cannot type, nor does she know anything about journalism. But she's very enthusiastic, which is important.
She could work for some car magazines.
Right.
Yeah.
So, of course, Boss Hogg is actually behind the thefts. And, of course, he sees no harm in what he's doing. And by his own twisted math, he's loaned the farmers the money to buy these tractors in the first place, back when the interest rates were really low. And now that rates have climbed, he believes he's losing out on money that is rightfully his. So now he's stealing back the tractors in order to recoup his quote-unquote losses, if you can imagine that.
Makes a lot of sense.
Oh, totally.
I think Enron did that.
Right. Yeah, pretty much. So, yeah, tractors are disappearing left and right. Nobody knows where they're going. The Dukes immediately suspect Boss. And when they approach Roscoe to investigate, he proves to be fairly negligent. And the Dukes decide to take matters into their own hands and track the robbers on their own. At one point, they give chase in a 65-ish Ford truck, which ends up being rolled down a hill. And this is interesting because, at least to me, for several reasons. First off, why aren't they chasing him in the hero car, the General Lee? And could it be that wrecking General Lees at this point in the series is proving to be too expensive for production? Don't know. But at any rate, they give chase in this crappy old truck, and it ends up rolling down a hill, which is interesting for another reason. When they're driving the truck, the interior shots show blue painted B-pillars. The truck that goes down the hill, the inside of that cab is white. So they had like a hero truck, and then they had a truck that they totaled, basically. And it's a minor instance of shenanigans, but shenanigans nonetheless, so I'm going to mention it. Also, bad guy number 2 looks just like Keith Richards.
Oh, I know
The
who you're
whole
talking
time
about.
the whole time
the
I'm
one that wears
watching
the
this.
bandana. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he
Yeah,
talks like he's drunk.
That's a good
Sounds
one.
like Keith. I'm like, this is Keith Richards, but I digress. Anyway, eventually, Boss tosses Daisy a false lead that pins the blame squarely on the Duke boys.
Fake news.
And the boys actually get caught with a stolen tractor and a stolen truck. So now they're on the run, right? But Boss doesn't actually want to catch the boys because his crew is not done stealing the town blind. They're still out trying to get some more tractors.
Mm-hmm.
So he lets the boys go, leaves them on the run, giving them something to do while all the rest of the thefts are happening, right?
So they're his cover?
And eventually, yeah. Oh, yeah. The whole town believes the boys are the ones stealing the tractors, so they're out on the run. Town people are trying to catch them. Well, over on this side of town, jerks are stealing tractors.
Yeah.
Which is really messed up.
Tractor caper.
You just don't mess with another man's machine.
Especially not a tractor.
Or his friend.
You need to.
So eventually, Daisy catches the bad guys red-handed with the tractors and snaps photos to prove it. But of course, an even larger chase ensues, and her camera winds up in the backseat of Boss Hogg's caddy. This prompts Bo and Luke to make one of their usual climb from one car to another car death-defying stunts. They saved the camera and the day, but not before uttering a hilarious line about needing to get those dang doors in the generally open one day.
Who says that?
I don't know if it was Bo or Luke. Whoever climbed down the car, out of the window of the car to get the camera off the other moving car. When he gets back in, he literally says, "We need to get those dang doors in the generally open one day."
Ooh, I'll pull that clip when I get there.
Yeah, he's tired of climbing in and out of that damn window.
He's thinking, this is season 3. We got another 4 seasons in us.
Exactly.
Oh, it's getting old.
Exactly. So, anyway, like everything else, all is right with the world, and the lovely Dottie West plays us out with a beautiful country song. There you go.
Super. Sounds like a gamer episode. I remember...
It's a lot of fun.
I remember this one because in the scene with the camera and the cars, aren't they tossing it car to car? Like there's the Jeep, the Cadillac, and the generally are all kind of, they're for some reason tossing it back and forth. At any point, do they expose the film and the camera? Does that come into play at some point?
No.
That might be another one. At some point, there's another episode where there's a camera shenanigan, and that's how they fix it. Is they
In every 80s TV show that involves photographic proof.
Yeah.
Oh, we had it, but then...
Now it's gone.
Now it's gone.
Unfortunately, the internet is not here. So I had a couple things for you, and I got a bunch of corn dog notes.
All right.
The first thing I noticed, even in the preview, I spotted a vehicle we have seen yet before. The bad guy's orange truck with the yellow stripe with the blue interior, that box truck, is the very same truck from our Christmas episode. That was the truck.
With the Christmas trees.
Yeah, that drove the Christmas trees around.
That makes sense.
We have seen it yet again. And Daisy's dream to become a reporter is to support her desire to become a singer or a model or something like that.
Right. She was being paid $8 per news item that she turned in. And so the reason she's investigating the tractor thefts is her current news items that she's been turning in. They nearly didn't pay her for them because, a chicken that had a 5-yolk egg is really not that important to the editor of the Hazzard Gazette. I
had heard that part. When I first got my start, when I first left the working world to become self-employed, a wealthy self-employed, business owner, I did some supplementary writing for a few automotive websites, and I got more rejected than I ever got approved. But it was $25 a bit, and you had to hit like a certain number of words. So
good luck getting paid.
Yeah. So for you, is that normal? Like, I mean, I was just a contractor, like freelance. So I'd submit something. If they took it, it was $25.
The bulk of my career has been spent in print publishing. And so you get paid by the page, not by the word, for a lot of these automotive magazines.
By the page.
Yeah. And the pay wasn't great. I mean, let's see, I stopped being a magazine editor around 2008. And at the time when I was at Sport Truck Magazine, I think we were paying out like $500 for a feature story on a car, 4 to 5 pages. So you're getting 100 to 125 a page on a story you photographed and wrote yourself. So the money is not amazing. If you had to go out and photograph write, attend a car show, whatever you had to do, invest in your camera equipment, you've got to hustle unless you're one of the top photographers out there that just photographs, moving cars for the cover of magazines. Those guys do really well.
Okay. So I'll need to adjust that video I made with your net worth based on that.
Yes.
No problem. Here are the Corn Dog Insider Car Show notes. And he ran 2 sets of these for me. And the second set all has to do with the color of the interior because I'm really on this quest to find out what it is. But here's from the episode. At the 326 mark, after the Dukes are run off the road by the tractor thieves, Bo and Luke are climbing out of the General. Notice that this car has the round magnetic CB antenna. This mic is a Cobra 21-940A, and it is one of the only times that you'll see this style antenna used throughout the entire series. So I know that's geeky, but...
Is that the one you want?
I think so. It's the CB that's in this particular car is not the one I just got, which is
because I just happen to have a Cobra C-24-921A round base magnetic antenna.
I've been in your garage. I would not doubt that. I bet there is something. Oh,
actually,
there's a
I have
gold
an
brick
antenna
and
that looks like that, but I don't know if it's the right one.
I made that in shop glass out of lead. 1640 mark. When Cletus starts chasing the Duke boys, the camera shows the view from the mirror of the General Lee. I just happen, though, to catch a frame where you can see additional Hazard police cars sitting in the background above the mirror, like off to the left of the car. And I looked through his screenshots, and he's absolutely right. They just happened to be going by a road, and they had 2 or 3 spare police cars sitting up the road for some future use. Something like that. That was pretty fun.
Good God, Corn Dog is good at
this. He can spot him.
Yeah.
3827 mark. When Luke leans down under the dash to fix the CB radio, you will see that this is a 69 Charger with factory air and a sharp 40 channel radio. So that's not the one I have here. It's the other one that they would use apparently pretty commonly. 4334 mark. When Luke jumps out of the tree into the backseat of Boss Hogg's car. Oh, we see Luke jump out of a tree in the back of Boss Hogg's car. Then Bo makes a U-turn in the General Lee. This car is clearly a 68 model based on the lack of side markers and backup lights. But the main reason I am pointing out this scene is after the General Lee does a U-turn, get ready for this, you can clearly see that it is wearing the wrong license plate. It is not CNH320. The plate is 83502, which is actually the license plate for Cletus's patrol car. Da, da, da.
Whoa.
He's right. He sent me a screenshot.
Why did they stick Cletus's patrol car?
And
where's Enos? Still gone.
Boy, you're still hung up on that. He's just gone.
I like him.
Well, he'll be back.
He needs to come back.
Yeah, it's going to be okay. He'll be back. Yeah. But when Bo and Luke decide to leave and come back, he'll come back, I think. 4408 mark. Looking out the back glass of the General Lee when Daisy pulls up to the General to get the camera from Bo, you can clearly see that this is not Catherine Bach. This is Kay Kimmler, who is Daisy's stunt double throughout most of the series. She also played small roles here and there throughout the series. In one of the more recent episodes we reviewed, she was the one playing a nun with Jack Gill as the pastor. And there's a car that they stopped, and there was a pastor and a nun in there. That was her. Okay, here's the stuff about the interior. And he says, on a factory saddle-colored interior, the dash is darker than the rest of the interior. It's hard to find a good sample picture of how a factory saddle interior should look. Everyone seems to mess it up. The shades are either too light or too dark. But I've noticed that on some of the TV cars, the dash will look like a factory saddle dash, but the rest of the interior will have been dyed or painted to match. It's almost like they painted everything just to match the dash. So what we can put is some pictures in here, but he's right. Like on a factory saddle car, the dash would be kind of cocoa brown, but the interior is like Ferrari, light saddle color. They're 2 different shades.
That's what I've noticed is the interior is very light.
So it's hard to say. I do have a business card for Renault Valuze, who I met a few years ago at the SEMA show, and he and his brother were the guys building these cars back then. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to try to call him and just see if he'll tell me.
Cool.
I really want to know. I
Good
love
luck.
Stuff like that.
Yeah, trying to get him on the show.
I would. I've extended an invite a few times, and they're so busy. They have a motion picture ranch. They did all the filming of Westwood was at their ranch. So I mean, they're working. I mean, they just got a lot going on. But I did have a few clips in here. I'm going to put most of them in the notes, but there's just one shot under. It's a low camera shot when the generally drives over you. I just like how it sounds. So hopefully I can just play that here.
Oh, it runs over the camera. Yeah.
I don't know. Makes me happy.
Me too.
I have no idea what that engine really is, but I like it. It pleases me. I will get all of the other clips in after the show, and I did pull a few more here, so I got the gist of it, but this is a good episode. As I recall, this was like a very well executed one. What I don't know is, are there jumps? Like good jumps?
Oh, it's good. The beginning of the episode when they get run off the road, they actually jump into a pond. In the middle of the episode, they drive on 2 wheels to escape Cletus. So there's some good stuff here. I mean, it's not amazing jump footage. I mean, we're not jumping into a barn or over a canyon, but still entertaining.
How many dogs do you give it? Corn dogs?
Oh, this is a solid 7.
Solid 7.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, stay tuned after for all the clips. And in between now and next week, you can find us on the interwebs on Instagram. We're Kibbe and Finnegan Show. Mike's putting out like car videos on Finnegan's Garage. You can also get these shows on Finnegan's Garage. But you can find Mike on the internet in a plethora of places, such as...
Word. You can find me on Instagram at Finnegan999, on Twitter at MikeFinnegan999, and on Facebook at Mike.Finnegan/news.
Cool. Please do check out HelloFresh. Use the promo code to get $30 off, KFS30, and get yourself a nice shirt, which by the time you hear this will be legit, kfshowshirts.com. We're using the money to pay the people that make the show. Seems to be a good idea.
That's not us.
That's not us. Yeah.
Not yet. Someday.
All right, Mike, I will see you later, everybody. Thanks.
Peace.